A 4-game sweep at stake yesterday in Kansas City, part of an 11-game slate on a Thursday around Major League Baseball. Often, as we shared yesterday, Thursday slates in MLB, not all that awesome because there's not all that many games. So yesterday, rather robust with 11, including that finale inside Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City trying to get a win over the New York Yankees at home, and it seemed as though they were going to be swept in 4 games. Clay Holmes on the bump for New York in the home half of the 9th, looking for a save. That's always a recipe for success for the Pinstripes. Michael Garcia had other ideas for the Royals. A 2 RBI double to walk it off inside Kauffman as KC avoids the sweep. They win 4-3. That's win number 40 for Kansas City on June the 13th. It took them until August the 18th a season ago to reach the 40-win benchmark.
Yeah, how about the Pasquatch in there, too, getting that big base hit here with 2 RBIs, certainly helping that problem. And then Garcia, the 2 RBIs as well. The one guy you can always count on, I didn't get an RBI yesterday, Bobby Witt again, on base 3 times, 2 for 3 at the plate, now hitting .330 on the season. He's been nothing short of sensational. But also, I got to admit this, watching this game in the afternoon, I was somewhat surprised, obviously, that the New York Yankees weren't able to get to Marsh. But also, when I watched that 8th inning and saw the Yankees take that 3-2 lead, I figured the game was over. I actually didn't find out that final score till a little bit later on watching the Phillies game. Like, wow, how about that? Kansas City came back because it was one of those things where 3-2, good bullpen comes in for the Yanks. This game is a wrap. So good fighting effort for Kansas City to avoid that 4-game sweep and get their 40th win of the season. But also take a look at the New York Yankees. We know they're going to hit. Yesterday was the perfect scenario, though. I'm talking mid-80s, wind blowing out against a pitcher that you should be able to dominate. They weren't able to do so, but also on the opposite side, Nestor Cortes with a pretty good pitching performance for the New York Yankees. 7 innings pitched and 2 earned runs, lowering his ERA to around 3.5. That's pretty solid for him. So good win for the Kansas City Royals, but still some things you could take away from that pitching staff for the Yanks.
Yesterday, the total was 10.5 in Kansas City because of the wind and warm weather, and it does stay under. The Yanks snapped their 4-game winning streak. The Royals snapped their 4-game losing skid. KC got off to a great start this year, 34-19 near the end of May. They entered yesterday 5-11 over their previous 16 games. So a win the Royals needed to get to 40. The Yankees have still won 12 of their last 14 games. And the Yankees are still the best team in baseball. 49-22, the most wins in the majors, the best record in MLB as well. So the Yankees still atop the charts. Minus 430 to win the American League East, the short favorites to win the pennant in the AL as well.
Yeah, and by the way, you have to take a look at this because the Yankees are playing for home field advantage, which of course is going to be important come playoff time. But look at their road splits here, 27-12 on the road this year for the Yanks. So obviously doing a lot of damage away from the Bronx here. That can only help you throughout the summer months. Again, you're going to lose games. The key to the ingredients here, if you're a quality baseball team, again, that 27-12 is impressive. But if you can just pick up road victories and series victories on the road, that really helps you. So looking at the Yankees here, they're no fluke at this point. They're getting great pitching. And also, we keep saying this, sooner than later, Garrett Cole is going to come back to that rotation. We'll see what he has. And if he's phenomenal, like we probably expect, that's going to be a fun rest of the summer to watch for the New York Yankees.
The Yanks a very heavy favorite, as you saw, in the AL East, minus 430, but only a 2.5-game lead that actually could have been shortened had Baltimore taken care of business yesterday at home against the Atlanta Braves. Instead, the Braves snap a win streak for Baltimore, ending it for the O's at 6 wins in a row, snapped their own 5-game skid with a 6-3 victory as an underdog. Atlanta, an underdog yesterday, ever so slightly, even money, plus 100 on the money line for just the 5th time in this MLB season. They entered yesterday 0-4 as an underdog. They get their first win and got on top early. Marcell Ozuna, a 2-run double in the first inning, 57 ribbies for Ozuna this year, and the Braves never look back.
And by the way, the 9.5 total in this game, rightfully so, because you had pitchers on the mound that you could possibly say could get hit. Now, they scored 9 runs in this game, but take a look at this. 3 of 16 runners in scoring position for the Braves. 1 of 9 for the Baltimore Orioles. You just get an average performance there. You're cruising well over 10 runs in this game. That's why baseball sometimes can be so frustrating. But I'll tell you one thing. If I'm an opposing manager right now, I don't understand what's going on with Reynaldo Lopez right now, who improved to 4-2 on the season, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs. How about an ERA of 1.69 right now for this kid? It's amazing. And I shouldn't say kid. I mean, he's a veteran in Major League Baseball. I didn't expect this, but if you are looking to hang around in baseball and make the playoffs after injuries, you got a couple pitchers there for the Braves that are dealing Cy Young Award-winning deals every single game on the mound. That's phenomenal. I didn't see it coming out of Lopez. He's been tremendous for the Braves.
Max Fried wasn't great this week in Baltimore, but he has been steady this year. Reynaldo Lopez has been a revelation after losing Spencer Strider and Spencer Schwellenbach. Pretty good performance just a few days ago on the bump as well. So the Baltimore Orioles have still won 16 of their last 21 games, giving chase to the Yankees in the AL East. 49 wins for New York, 45 for Baltimore. The Yanks 4 more wins than the O's, 3 more wins than the Phillies for the most in Major League Baseball, because the Phils lose the rubber match yesterday in Fenway in the final 2 games of the midweek set against the Red Sox. I said this yesterday, and I eat some crow here on this Friday morning. Aaron Nola, as only a slight road favorite for the Phils, got roughed up. 8 earned runs, 11 hits allowed. The Red Sox score 4 in the second, 4 more in the fourth. They knock off the Phillies yesterday 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, you're going around with the Philadelphia Phillies, and again, this was a little bit of my worry, and I'm not saying, excuse me, that it's messing with them. Coming back with the jet lag from London, they lose this series to Boston, which they're a better baseball team and had a couple really good pitchers on the mound. But you look at the lineup now with injuries. Kyle Schwarber's hitting 249, which is actually great for him. Nick Castellanos, 215. Bryson Stott was in the cleanup role here. David Dahl, Whit Merrifield, Garrett Stubbs, and Rojas in the rest of that lineup. It's not a good-looking lineup at the plate. Now, granted, Marsh looks like he's probably coming back later in the week, as well as Trey Turner. Those reinforcements will help. JT Realmuto is going to be a couple, weeks at least out at this point. The Phillies now take on the Baltimore Orioles. This is a tough road stretch here for them that they certainly need their pitchers to rescue them, and they didn't get that last night from Aaron Nola at all.
Going to be a great weekend inside Camden Yards. The second and third best records in Major League Baseball, Philadelphia and Baltimore facing off. More around Major League Baseball next. More around Major League Baseball on this Friday morning, recapping what we saw on Thursday, setting the stage for the weekend in the bigs. Pretty soon, DRS, if the finals in both sports, in the NBA with Game 4 tonight, in Game 4 tomorrow in Edmonton, seem to follow the track of pretty short series, soon this is going to be just a baseball show on the early line. Now we go to L.A., the third and final game of a midweek set between the Rangers and the Dodgers to round out the rubber match. The Dodgers victorious in Game 1, plating 15 runs. Corey Seager and the Rangers respond in Game 2. And in Game 3, the Southern California kid, Michael Lorenzen, absolutely deals for Texas. They knock off L.A. and win the finale 3-1 as a pretty hefty underdog. L.A. was booked as a minus 190 moneyline favorite.
That's why we couldn't figure out the pitching matchup yesterday for the Dodgers, because it looks like Grove opened up, then Yarborough, then Ramirez. We thought maybe Ramirez would open, hand it off to Grove, and didn't even know Yarborough was getting a start early in the day or any extended relief at this point. But that's a good win for the Rangers, 3-1, because we talked about yesterday how crazy Corey Seager's statistics are. And you look in that lineup like, oh, well, Corey Seager didn't even play, and they still won in Los Angeles 3-1. That's pretty good. Now, from an RBI perspective, I actually picked 2 guys out. It was Teoscar Hernandez and also Will Smith. Will Smith didn't start, got my money back. Teoscar Hernandez, though, 0 for 3 in the middle of that lineup. Shohei Ohtani, 0 for 4. Mookie Betts, 1 for 4. Freddie Freeman, 1 for 4. No damage done because of a very good pitching performance by Lorenzen here. That's a shocking upset to me, even though we technically didn't have a pedigree pitcher on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 42-28 for the Dodgers. And maybe, again, I don't know. It's just the same thing we talk about over and over, Ben, in the AL West. Does somebody want to sort of play around and say, hey, Mariners, you just can't run away with this thing? Maybe it's the Rangers here, but they need that full gas lineup. Well, they'll take a victory on the road against the Dodgers. That's for sure.
Yeah, they certainly will. Michael Lorenzen from my neck of the woods over in Anaheim, and he deals yesterday, only allowing 1 earned run to a very stout Dodgers lineup. Wyatt Langford, the rookie for the Rangers, out of the University of Florida, 2 ribbies yesterday to propel Texas. The first win in a series for the Rangers in Los Angeles against the Dodgers since 1999. 25 years ago. They don't face off all that much in Los Angeles, but still notable to say the least. Wyatt Langford's Florida Gators, where he was last year in the championship series in Omaha, in action in the Omaha 8 at the CWS as well. Rubber match as well yesterday at the Trop in Tampa. The Cubbies actually a slight favorite on the road with Justin Steele getting the start. Both pitchers good. But a similar story for Chicago, Donnie. Up early in a game, by the time you reach the final 3 innings, things go south for the Cubs. The Rays score all 3 runs that they did in the 7th inning to come from behind and win 3-2 and take the rubber match.
Yeah, I thought Steele was the better pitcher on the mound heading into that game, and he was phenomenal. 6 innings pitched on the road, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, left that game with the lead. And then you take a look at Bradley, who I thought the Cubs would be able to get to. He was really good, Ben. 7 innings pitched, by the way, 0 earned runs, but he did give up 2 total runs, but just not earned, and 11 strikeouts in that game. So maybe that young fireballer start coming into his own, but that's a tough one. If you have the Cubs and you thought you had the better pitcher, sometimes those leads are going to be blown by the bullpen, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Tough loss for the Cubs, but again, both of these teams, 33 and 36, not doing much damage either side here.
No. DRS saw this stat yesterday, so now the Cubs 33 and 36, but entered yesterday 33 and 35. If Major League Baseball games were only 7 innings as of yesterday, the Cubs would be 49 and 19. They just cannot hold a lead. Another team that cannot hold a lead, it seems, the New York Mets, but they can come from behind. The Mets playing better baseball. JD Martinez, a walk-off 2-run home run yesterday at Citi for the Amazons in the home half of the 9th. And a lot of runs scored yesterday in downtown Phoenix, 11 of them from the Arizona Diamondbacks, including 2 home runs to start things off for Christian Walker and Arizona. 4 ribbies in the game, 11-1 the victory for the Diamondbacks over the Angels.
Yeah, how about the middle of that lineup? Jock Peterson and Christian Walker, 9 combined RBIs and combining for 3 home runs. That's plenty enough here at that point, putting up an 11 spot. And also keep in mind, not a great offensive output for the Angels because they are struggling on the mound. I think they're going to struggle on the mound again tonight, maybe a total in perspective tonight when they go on the road and take on the Giants. So something to keep an eye on for later in the show.
All 3 of those games we just recapped in this segment. Yesterday was the 3rd and final game of their midweek set. All rubber matches. Texas wins the series. The Rays win the series. The Diamondbacks edge out the Angels in that set as well.